Good, good. Could you hear us good, Sabrina?
Yeah, you guys sound good.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
We are recording. We're good for record.
Okay.
Okay, great.
It's up there on top. Let's see.
Good evening, everyone. It's 7:16, November 10th, 2025. Welcome to
Committee one.
Community Board. This is committee number one. On the agenda this evening, we have cannabis license for Smart Loop, which is 3395 LLC, but they're not present. So we're gonna table their cannabis license until they're present. And then the next one is Sage 48. I think that's a liquor license for 4848 White Plains Road catering facility. Also, they're not present. Is there anyone from these two facilities, which is Sage 48 and the cannabis license for Smart Loop? So those two are going to be tabled. And the next thing the third thing on the agenda, which is probably the only thing we're going to be able to cover tonight, is the implementation of alternate parking on Shefflin Avenue between 225th and 222nd Street. I spoke to Ursula, and she said that Department of Sanitation is just waiting for a letter from us. So they were present. The people from that neighborhood were present at our last meeting, and they also have a petition. And the issue they have over there is because people are doing mechanical work over there in cars, and they're not moving the cars, so there's no place for the residents to park. Meanwhile, the mechanic has like all these cars outside there, so the cars are not being rotated or moved. So they're requesting alternate side of the street parking. If you guys are ready, we have 8. Oh, I think we need 9. You said we need 9? We do have 9. Okay. So we do have a quorum now, guys. So we could vote on that issue. Good evening, good evening.
What is the vote?
The vote is gonna be on which I'm gonna need a motion for alternate side of the street parking between Shefflin Avenue and Shefflin Avenue between East 225th Street and 222nd Street.
So, just to be clear, just a question for the chair. Are we asking for a letter to be drafted to DOT to make a recommendation, or a study, or what specifically here?
It's for us to draft a letter in support of the move to have alternate side of street parking. I think Department of Sanitation already know about the situation. They just want the blessing from the community board to move forward with the implementation of the alternate side of street parking.
So they believe that by alternate side of street parking, that they're forced to move the cars from.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I just go ahead? Alfredo, did you say you had some insight into this issue previously and spoken to DOT, or there was a previous recommendation, or am I remembering this wrong?
Not me.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I was there when they came to voice their concerns. I don't know. I stepped away for a minute, so I don't know what we're voting on. I know some people from the community, I guess they want some sort of alternate site parking, in order for them to, I guess, get the street cleaned or something in that nature. So, I mean, has DOT or sanitation do a study? Did they approve a study stating that block qualifies, or they have enough petition signs stating that everyone that lives on that neighborhood wants that, or just a certain amount of people? Because what I don't want is, and again, this is just me speaking off the record, what I don't want is for us to vote on something that only 10 people are okay with and 30 people are not.
So we need.
You see what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
Can I respond?
Me too.
John.
Can I respond?
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember what board member it was, but what happened was that they wanted stop signs. It was like they either wanted a stop sign or a bump before in the community because they had issues before. So they said that this was a DOT thing and that they should consider alternate side parking. But the member on the board said they were familiar with this because this has been an issue in the neighborhood. And as far as the housing goes, we do remember that majority of the people, the housings, they voted, they wrote their signatures to have it. Yeah, the petition. Thank you so much to have it. Majority of everybody. So I think for the most part, that's how that was. And then they just needed a help to move forward.
George, just to be on the safe side, our committees, how many members? Do you have it off the bat? To get quorum, we have 9 members here, but I think,
You have 9 people in person?
people in person. 2 were added to the committee.
Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. What's 4 plus 12 is 16. So yeah, you only need 8.
She's familiar with it.
So you're good.
No, that's
She's online?
No, yeah. Denise
Was the person.
Denise was the person.
But John, I raised my hand just if you remember, you wanted to know how many homes were on that block, and I made a really rough draft of how many homes were on that during the last meeting we had when they came.
Yeah. Yes.
So if I recall properly, it was only like 19 homes on that stretch, so it wasn't a great number. And I think they had enough. They had a majority of signatures.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I had written it on a yellow piece of paper.
Yeah, he did a tally of the homes,
Yeah, and it was most of them.
so it was most of the people on the block, which is good.
Yeah,
But I'm talking about the quorum for the members, so we could take a vote and make a
Oh.
motion.
He said 8. They had 2 additions to the committee.
I think it's 9 overall.
But we have 9 members here.
Well, 2 additions. That
2 of the new members.
Who are the 2 members?
Simone
is she on?
Come on, Martin.
Martin and Philomena Moss.
Okay.
So they haven't received the letter yet.
So that will move our quorum up the number. So,
You can leave that on the bid.
yeah, so I think we have 18, so we do have a quorum?
Yes.
So you have,
They have not.
the list right now has
They have not.
1, 2,
They
3,
did not.
4, 12, 16. So you added 2 more people, that's
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
So you need 9
Officially give them a letter.
plus 1. So you need
Plus 1.
half.
Yeah, so we're saying we need 10.
George,
Yeah.
they didn't get their letter officially from the, they didn't get their letter from the board.
To make them
No.
official.
Who didn't get the letter from
The new people.
They don't get a letter to
No,
the
not
committee.
the appointment? Yeah,
Committee.
Well, they did.
They get letters.
Yeah, they got like Philomena and.
I'm talking about to the committee.
Oh, Kimo, yeah, no, they did. What determines someone's appointed? The chair, bylaws to the appointing board, board members to committee. Doesn't have to be approved by, no. No.
So,
The only thing I would say, we have a conversation offline. Philomena may have a situation because she's part of the Woodlawn taxpayers and they meet things like right now.
Yeah.
7:30. Yeah.
That's for the meeting.
Just unrelated, the traffic side has nothing to do with being familiar with the area. It was about the traffic lights. They couldn't have a traffic light because they had 2 bumps in the stop sign.
Okay.
So the study said they couldn't have a traffic light. So
Okay.
that's what was that.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
talking about Denise and Chaveda.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ultimate stop parking.
I remember hearing a significant amount about history in that area. Certain things have been studied.
Yeah, so they can't have a traffic light, but they can have a ultimate stop parking.
On Shepherd,
Shepherd,
Yeah,
225.
traffic light, speed bump, and ultimate side parking.
2 different things.
No, it was different. They were just saying that they're familiar with the area because they have a lot of accidents.
Well,
Just have a lot of.
they do. Yeah.
So
23rd is Shepherd.
But if most of, but I said if most of them want to have
What
it.
I'm trying to say is you did officially.
so they show me. So the number should be. So Philomena should go on another committee that she could meet with, because if we meet the same time as the Woodlawn taxpayers, then she should switch over to another.
It's only tonight.
It's just only tonight?
Yeah, tonight, this is, because this meeting is not the second Monday.
Okay.
It's normally the first Monday.
This committee.
Right, so
Yeah.
tonight is because
It's a
it was
conference.
moved.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only thing, that's Philomena.
Okay.
Taxpayers, this is the second Monday in every month.
Yeah.
And I would want to wait.
The transportation usually, I thought it was the second one.
I think.
So we're one short.
We can't replace it. We can't go with them. Virtual.
Which is the second.
Okay.
This
So
is
we
the
do have,
second
a quorum. Okay. So we do have a quorum.
Hey, Anthony.
And now,
We have 9:1.
yeah, but in theory, Mike hasn't contacted on that.
But actually, Clinton thinks that he is now the chair.
Right, so he makes.
You're ex officio, so you lower, you only have. You don't need
Oversight.
9. I can't add, what's, take Clinton off the committee.
Yeah.
You still need to.
Yeah.
You take him off.
Yeah.
No, because
He can still vote. He can still vote.
We can still vote.
Yeah, he's ex officio.
Well, I think it's 17.
But you know what happened? It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I could bring it to the full board and just vote on it, the full board. That's it. As long as it's on the agenda.
It's just the Shepherd, right?
Yeah, shuffle.
So what did we vote on last time?
67.
Because didn't you?
We tabled it. We tabled it. We tabled it.
Yeah, you still need you would lower it.
Yeah, so what do we have? 9, we need 9, you said?
Yeah, because you're.
So we do have none.
What about virtual?
We have 9. We have 9 right here. We have 9.
We have Mrs. Benitez.
We got Anthony Reed. Wake up, Anthony.
Yeah, I ain't sleep. I'm not sleep.
You're looking so comfortable, man, like you're cold.
Jealous.
Hey, let me tell you something, man.
You made me want to go home in my bed and have some cocoa or something.
Hey, I just gotta rest my head, man. A lot of stuff today, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff.
No, whatever's generally.
So we're good?
We're not doing no.
We're good tonight?
All right, so we need someone to make a motion. And we could vote on it.
I'm trying to make sure that we have the right amount. We have the right amount. Yeah. Can't be well.
If not, if there's a question, again, I could just table it until the board meeting. As long as it's on the agenda.
Changing our bylaws. Yeah, except the fact that the bylaws are colors.
Yeah.
So.
So we gotta wait till the full
we don't
board.
have to, like, rules.
What?
What is ordinance?
Guys, we just double check it to make sure that we have a quorum for the vote. We try and do the right thing. If not, I'm gonna table it. I'll put it on the agenda for the full board. And because I make a presentation of the full board and then we vote on it. That's if we have a quorum for the full board, which we should. For this meeting, it's supposed to be 50 plus 1.
Yeah.
So we just have to make sure
Yeah, baby.
Okay, our bylaws is online.
Okay, I like that. That's a funny thing.
See?
You could just yell. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
legal.
saying that the majority have it. Yes.
Yeah, 50 plus one.
And if it's not stated in the bylaw, then it goes wrong.
I was gonna say you could write the search for
Open meeting law.
What's working for the forum?
Yes, that's where it comes.
you're gonna have to.
I don't think it's reading the text.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be on.
No, it's a PDF.
Yeah, that was like the PDF. We could have saved it, SDR'd it, and then searched it. Because this big.
At 1.10.
Well, that's why that.
Yeah.
Do we have a look at the office? Excuse me. Hi. I'm one of the people. I'm one of the people who voted, and I voted based on the block party.
This says, I'm looking at,
One of my block.
the reference to quorum that I'm seeing in the bylaws is Article 4, hearings and meetings. And then you go down to section
6. Each notice of hearing of meeting shall contain.
No. No, 7. Whenever the board considers a Euler procedure, the constitution of the board is determined by section 4043 and 4061. For all other matters, presence of 1/3 of the appointed members of the board, which it says that the third shall constitute quorum. Now it says board. It doesn't say committee.
No, I think that's for public hearings.
This is for
Public hearings.
hearings and meetings,
There is a specific rule for public hearings and there is a specific rule for meetings.
This is Article 4, hearings and meetings. I'm just reading in plain text.
Yeah.
It says hearings and meetings, and it says 1/3. It also says of the board. Let's see if there's another provision.
You got it?
I'm looking at.
This is classified as a, even though it's a committee meeting, is this classified as a meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Minimum number of members required to conduct the business with the majority of the total members of the body. It's not the rule present. That's it.
So if it's majority, the majority plus one thing is not. There you go.
Have a seat. I love you. Simone, I love you. Just remember that.
Also interesting.
So we have 14 plus 4 members of the board. One, you didn't take anybody off, right? The committee. So you have 14 plus 4, so that makes 18 people. We need 9. Who are we counting as our house? No, so we're not as many.
You got it now. 6, 7.
If we remove
Did you count yourself?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't. He didn't count himself.
Count
He's
yourself.
not.
He's not.
9.
as an ex.
This is, so, this is, I mean, I'm not trying to promise that it would be good. This is an issue that came up with Beatrice. Beatrice would come to meetings and say, oh, I'm next officio, I can vote. I don't know that that's how that works.
it just said it. It just said it just there, John. If you go up a little bit, right there.
Chair plus
The chairman of the board shall serve as ex officio member of all standing committees.
So, but then does that mean that
They could vote.
increase the number by 1 of each because they're going to be ex officio?
and therefore
That's a good question.
So that's,
He's like a pinch hitter. He's a designated hitter every.
that either means we have 17 people or we have 18 people. It doesn't matter. It's still not.
So we're still. It's either if Clinton is and it's 9, or he's 9, we'll have 4.
So again, you could with us. Let's have the vote on the full board. All right.
You have.
You have 9 without me.
Wayne Palmer, Nicholas Vega, and Simone.
That's 9. Because
No,
that's a sufficient.
he's 9.
That's probably
Wayne
it's official. Yes, correct.
Nicholas Vega.
You know, Prince.
No, talking
I think that's what it is.
That's the question. You do ex officio at Clinton counts.
Yes.
But let's say we have a tie,
Then I
because that's where he comes in. If we have a tie, a deadlock, if he breaks the tie.
If someone wants to take our actions to court and providers, they're welcome to do so. I think I'll proceed with the vote.
Thank you.
So could we get a motion on the floor?
What's the motion?
I
The
second.
motion, let's clarify it. Ms. Kamon Martin. So the issue at hand is shuffling the neighborhood or the residents of Shefflin Avenue between 222nd and 225th Street. They came before the board and they requested that they have alternate side of the street parking because there are cars on the street that's been there for like months that haven't moved. So we said,
They're doing like repairs and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing-
Yeah.
so they requested alternate side of street parking. Department of Sanitation just need a letter from us in support of the alternate side, implementation of the alternate side of street parking. So we're gonna have a vote for the alternate side, in support of the alternate side of street parking. I just need a motion from someone.
How many residents?
Well, there was a petition and there was a quorum of residents, like George, I think tallied the homes, it was like either 15 or 19, and there were more than 50 plus one so there was enough to justify the implementation of it. So, and it wasn't just the individuals from the addresses. So there were different addresses. Yeah. Did everyone and TV Land hear what just took place?
Yes.
Okay. So
Alfredo's saying, shaking his finger.
Alfredo, yeah, you're saying something, Alfredo? You can't hear? You can't hear us?
I heard some. I heard about the alternate side parking, but I mean, it's cool. Whatever you guys said is good.
Yeah.
I'm good with
I
it.
was
I'm good with it.
just
I'm good with it.
reiterating because I knew one of our committee members just came, so I just want to get her up to speed so that I didn't want her voting on something that she didn't know what it is she was voting on. All right. So can I get a motion from someone? Ariel? Can I get a motion? Or so move? Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that the Shefflin Avenue between 222nd and 225th Street be turned into alternate side of the street. Could I get the votes? Could I get a vote on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Everyone else have a similar right? Is any nays? Motion carries. So we're gonna write a letter in support of the alternate side of the street parking for Shefflin Avenue between 222nd and 225th Street. Okay, everyone clear on that?
Yes.
Oh man, Anthony, you're killing me.
Everybody online clear?
Yep, clear.
Okay. I think that's it. That's it on the agenda.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm sure the residents of Shefflin is going to be ecstatic. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Ms. Hunt.
Alfredo, was
Yeah.
there any movement on the block for Dr. Finn? With that, Ursula is taking care of that stuff, right?
Yeah, we had a committee meeting. We voted
Okay.
on some resolutions there. But I have a question, if you guys are done there, but the question is for um Robert Hall and George Torres. So you guys can just hold off for the guy answer my question if you don't mind.
Yeah, we could. You want to ask your question?
George is there too? I know I see Robert Hall.
George is right here.
I
He has
I
a
so
question.
so there's the question. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
All right, so George and Robert, when do we determine when someone comes to us for after hours variance from the Department of Buildings? The reason I'm asking is I know throughout the years, me being on the board, some people have come to us to request an after hours to work on a Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if they come to us as a courtesy or is it something that we as a board mandate them to do? And the reason why I'm asking, oh, you know what? Let me answer my question first, then I'll let you know why I'm asking it.
So Alfredo, I worked at the buildings department prior to coming here.
Yep.
The rule is that you don't have to come to the community board or anybody to ask for an after hours variance unless you are requesting it for specific times. So Alfredo can give us what the rules are on after hours variances, but you don't need one for a Saturday. You don't need one. You need one for a Sunday. You would have to come to the community board. And Alfredo, that in the Bronx, the deputy borough commissioner is the one in charge of signing off on after hour variances. So if you want to work on a Sunday, or if you want to work during embargoes, which are like the holidays, then you have to come before the community board and we have to say yes. Or in the case of Mark Stagg, you recall, Alfredo, he wanted to work earlier than what the standard variances, and you would have to come before the community board for that as well.
Okay, so for Saturdays, so for Saturdays, we don't need an okay from somebody to request an after hour on Saturday.
That building really down there, they had came to us. That building, where St. Mary's Church used to be.
That can be a courtesy, but the borough commissioner, the building department is not going to request anything from the community board unless it's after standard hours or unless it's a Sunday.
Generally, sometimes I work in schools. They're operating in the daytime.
Put it on the mic.
Hold on.
So generally for school construction, it would be typical because students are in the building during the day. You don't want to disrupt, normal school activities. And then an after variance, would be permitted for that. But in terms of noise and complaints, it gets crazy up. So we have to be mindful of when those should be, permitted.
Like the Vander and 113, MS 113. They're doing construction there, and I think it gets done at night too. Evander,
yeah,
and 113 on Barnes. They're doing construction there. It's done at night.
Okay. Does school construction actually come? I don't.
No, we go to the DOB, but they always, because they also use third-party contractors and not specifically STA having their contractors, they go through the DOB.
So when you have, in our case, I recall we had one developer, Mark Stagg, come to us because he wanted to finish early, so he wanted to start early. And I don't want to say that it was like 6 o'clock, but it was an extraordinary hour that he wanted to start. And we were like, people were still sleeping at the time. So but generally speaking, building department it's going to be okay to have out variances as long as it doesn't exceed what the building department, what's standard. So Saturday is fine. Work from 9 to 5 on Saturday, that's okay. But if you want to work Sunday, they're like, no, you need permission.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, does that go for commercial properties and residential properties?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, hey, George, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
George, don't they have a time if it's a residential area? If it's residential areas around that job, doesn't it? It
it's usually
requires
like
a
8 to
later
6.
time. A later time they start because of residents.
There is a
Yeah. I'm actually looking that up right now, Anthony, as we speak. I'm going to building website to see the after hours.
So for a residential, because I saw one, that's why I'm asking. I saw this going on 227th and Barnes. I was going to church Sunday morning, driving down Barnes. They were working. So that's why I asked the question. Right there at the corner where the young man's street was codenamed, right there in that corner. That's why I asked.
All right, George, I didn't hear if you answer my question or not. But anyway, so you're saying that for on a Saturday, when people are home relaxing, right, from a long week work, they don't need to come to us for a variance as long as they're working between 9 and 5. That's what you're telling me on a Saturday?
Yeah.
He's looking it up. He's looking it
No,
up.
no, no. I know the answer. Remember, this is what I do for a living. I'm just asking a question. What I'm saying is that
But it's also written in the construction documents.
no, construction documents won't have that. It won't have that. It won't have that.
So,
I just, yeah. Go ahead, George.
So, according to the building's website, an after-hours variance is required if you are seeking to perform construction activity before 7 a.m. or after 6 p.m. or on a Saturday or Sunday.
Well,
the real-time
interaction on a Saturday or Sunday.
That is correct. That's what it says here.
So they need an after hours for Saturday or Sunday. Does it say that they have to come
We're not
to us
saying that
for
they
it?
didn't, Alfredo. You're asking that they should come before the community board for seeking approval for that after-hours variance.
Yeah. That's
What I'm
asking.
saying is that the buildings department will not require them, if they're coming for a Saturday variance to work on a Saturday, that's fine. DOB is not going to say anything.
Okay, good.
DOB will say something if they want to work before those stated hours or after those stated hours, or if they want to work on a Sunday.
Okay. All right.
Hey, George, with that,
Thank you, George.
George, with that, they should have that variance hanging up where it could be visible to the public and anybody, right? Am I correct about that?
Yeah, there's a standard posting that should be on every construction project.
No, I'm
And
just
that's
saying
part.
the variance for Saturday and everything and Sunday.
Yeah.
They should. That's a different variance because it's not the regular weekday. I know when I worked on the job, when DOB came up on the job, you had to show them that variance that you had, because sometimes they don't have variances and they just work. You know what I mean?
So you're absolutely correct. It should be posted, and DOB actually has a website that has a map of all the after variances on it.
I just remember 3663 White Plains Road. They came to us to ask if they could come at 7:30 in the morning on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I remember I said, I have to find some people. But the folks in the area loved them because they were all women. So they all got together and said, so be it. But, that's it. That's the only time I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We good?
Yep. Thanks. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Can I just make one comment? Sure. Is there any penalty or when we have a business that makes an application and they want us to come into committee and rule on their application and everyone puts aside their family life and everything they're doing to come in and then they don't show up, what is the consequence of the applicant for not showing up? Should there be some sort of consequence? I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not saying anything one way or the other. I'm just saying it's a little bit frustrating, and it's not the first time it's happened.
You should withdraw the application. You should withdraw the application and have them restart from scratch.
With a TLC license, liquor license, sometimes they don't show up.
I feel like it's.
Hold on, Ariel and then Alfredo.
Sorry. Thanks, George.
I agree with that, but I think maybe it could be if you did it twice or something, not only one time, only because sometimes if we don't meet quorum, their stuff kind of gets, depending on our bylaws. So I think that if we do move forward with that, it could be either, 2 or 3 times. Like then I think somebody online said that you have to reapply. You like just put the application back into our queue, right? Because now if we have other things to do that the next month, you just don't automatically go on top. So maybe something like that.
I think that's a smart suggestion.
I think you can also inform them that a letter can be written to express concern for the fact that they haven't made themselves available. I think that would get their attention.
I think both. If you let them know, like, hey, if you don't, it's going to be delayed. I do think 3 to 6 months
It's a little harsh.
that's a lot.
It's a little
That's a lot for a small business. That's a lot.
First,
Not the first time.
Yeah, that's right.
Life.
Is that something we have to put in the bylaws though?
Right.
We would have to put that in the bylaws. Yeah.
No, I can see that.
But we would have to put it in the bylaws because essentially they could take us to court and say,
Just so that everybody's aware of what's against it. When someone is required for a liquor license or for the cannabis license, they are under time.
Exactly. You can't do that.
So, it would behoove them to show up.
Right.
When they don't show up, I don't.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, like-
they need us. They need us.
Well, the point is that I've been in numerous meetings where multiple parties are not showing up at the same meetings, and we have a quorum and we're ready to act, and they're not here. So why is everybody rushing to be here at the beck and call of a business that doesn't seem as interested in getting the job done as we on the community board are? It doesn't seem fair. And if, again, 2 times, maybe even 3 times, then the application is denied without prejudice. You can renew the application, make the application again, but maybe this is something that the executive committee needs to talk with. The executive committee should also discuss what is a quorum, and we should pass something. Maybe that's something a little bit more advantageous to us having a quorum at every meeting in the bylaws. But in addition to executive addressing that, I think we should maybe come up with some protocols for dismissing or denying an application without prejudice for repeatedly not showing up.
They could still get it because look at Africa last stop. We told them no, and they still got their license, no matter what.
Well, that's fine that they get their license, but if they need to appear, if they want us to come and they don't show up 2 times, we can discuss this further in executive committee, but or bylaws committee. Right.
So should we put? So that should be something written, like failure to attend.
So please notify them.
Yeah.
So we have anything done.
Common courtesy.
But they were not, like beverages. If they didn't make it at this meeting, well, we'll come back and lie way back. That's actually, see, we think, we'll get them in priority at the next meeting,
You know what it is too, Lane? I'm dealing with an issue right now over Rosedale, and we're doing these encroachment letters and all this stuff, and we mail out all these letters to these people. And sure enough, when we go out and talk to them, we never gotten anything in the mail. And the same thing that
Never got the email.
they could say, oh, we never got the email, we never got the mail. So if you take action,
They tell us that.
yeah,
So at least, 24 hours, reach out to them a little bit.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard because, see, we're going in a gray area because if Ursula say to us, you know, she tried to reach them and she didn't get them, or she sent them an email, then they could say, oh, I never received the email. Yeah.
But there's got to be a point person from these businesses that sort of coordinates all this with them, who can be held accountable. Accountability. Like whether he's speaking for a million people or this, but one person. If you don't get back to us, everything's going to be on them.
Some people go as far as have a lawyer contact us or whatever, or have a lawyer come on.
Show to the
Which is kind of cool. But, you know, it's hard.
I mean, but how is this getting to the agenda? How is it getting?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Spring.
Hey, I wanted to say I just recently applied for a trademark, and on the application they were very clear that when they do try to reach out to you, if you know you're not available at the phone number or the email that you provide, that basically you have to reapply and pay again. So I think that on the application we need to make that in big bold letters that within 24 hours of our committee meeting, you will, Ursula or whoever will reach out, and if you do not reply, confirming or denying that you will attend, that the same exact thing, give them maybe one try with that or 2 times, and then but just make it very clear on the application process so there's no confusion when they do have to reapply, because no one answered the phone or replied back to Ursula when she reached out to them to confirm that they were gonna be at our meeting.
Can't talk about it.
I like that idea. I was gonna say like a RSVP, so that's very much like what Sabrina just said, and like a secondary contact.
So my question is, in a liquor license, we're the secondary person or the secondary reviewer in that. And so the primary reviewer will be the state liquor authority. So if you put out an application, that's the state liquor authority is going to be trying to get in contact with you. So us, we just an advisory. You understand? So that's kind of hard also. I don't know.
I think though that we could still say we would send a letter to express our concern based on the fact that you haven't bothered to show up at the community board or you didn't show 2 or 3 times, because that would still not look good for someone who is trying to have their license approved.
But there's also, Lucille, there's also a time constraint on this. I think there's a certain amount of days we have to review it and get back to the license. So there's a lot of, yeah.
I'll offer that it's very rare that you get an applicant that actually comes well before their deadline. Yeah, like they usually come and
It's like next week.
yeah, my license expires next week, 30 days from now. So we have a lot of flexibility in terms of meeting. But generally speaking, some of those people are the very same people that actually that they will show up. Like I don't know what you was experienced with that, but I would think that the liquor license people come, especially if they know their license. Because it's not just us, the liquor license authority also looks at the recommendation of the
NYPD.
So in addition to us, it is the NYPD looks at their.
Fredo is shaking his.
So it could be like what, bylaws or executive?
At the news, sorry guys.
So is it bylaws or executive? Who's gonna?
I don't know which direction. It's hard.
They send it right. It's not like they're coming here.
No, I know, but I'm saying so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Got it.
But like I said,
It's something else.
No, that's.
So the long answer short is that we can't do nothing.
Delay the personal pain.
no, I think it's concerns about it. So I think, especially for these folks who didn't show up and said they were going to show up, or they didn't contact us, we can always write in the letters to the recommending body, whether it's OCM and the Office of Tenants Management, but the State Liquor Authority, or the BSA, or Land Use Committee, or the City Council, like, hey, we voted X, and one of the reasons why we voted X was because of this, and it could be enumerate all of the reasons why. And we've done that in the past. We've written letters, I recall. We wrote a letter of support for business that the committee felt like for a housing development that I think one of the recommendations was wrong, that they should use union labor or something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, minimum wage. So, you can make those stipulations in the letter that you write, and vice versa, you can write and say this is the reason why we voted against it.
Yeah, but that's the after effect. Like, the question was, like, can we do it beforehand? Like, so when applicants are applying, they're like aware beforehand that, hey, you are committed to come to at least like 1 or 2 meetings, that if you don't make it,
no, they know.
I don't, if it's stressed, like, I don't know what the email looks like. I don't know what the correspondence is, because if the correspondence is mail, somebody can say.
Correspondence is that the state liquor license tells you to go before the community board.
No, I'm talking about ours, not.
Yeah.
We don't have no.
We don't have no say.
They come to us.
No. We don't have them. There's no standard for it. They don't show up. If they don't show up, we don't write the letter of recommendation. We write a negative letter of recommendation.
So basically, us doing anything proactive doesn't make sense. We just write. Yeah, no, I agree. But
Denied without prejudice. It's denied without prejudice. We didn't make a determination. It's denied without prejudice. If you want to reapply, go ahead and reapply.
Yeah, no,
we did our job within the time frame. It's denied. You show up twice and you didn't have a excuse.
I agree with that. What is the notice for that person to know that? Like, I feel like when you go into the state liquor license board, whatever, like what she was saying about the trademarks, they let you know that.
Yeah, like George said, they say, let them know you have to go before the board.
They refuse to come here and get it. That's their problem. They're told that.
And the application, the SLA application makes it clear to them that they need to come to the community board. So that's on them, really.
Yeah, there are actors, and as a matter of fact, we have, for this committee, we have 2 BSAs that are going to be coming up for our next committee meeting. I have very strong opinions. We wrote a very fruitful letter against extending the BSA because they were several years late. BSA has their own policies in place where if you don't have it, if your body power is more better. For 2 years in a row that you can lose your variance. That didn't happen. This guy continues to be a bad actor. We've received numerous complaints about it. I've complained. This is the gas station on Grenada and 233rd Street. He's selling cars.
Still selling cars. Still selling cars.
Yeah, he had Amazon. So there's a provision in it on how the number of cars that he can have on the property. He's always exceeded that. It's the same thing with 1135 East 222nd Street, which will come up in January. They have long been problems. I've attended BSA hearings where I've told the commissioners what the committee has done, what the full board has done. I mean, I remember traveling to take my son to college and losing them in the hills and trying to frantically get back on speed to tell the committee, the BSA, and like, it is at the point now, Ariana, where I feel so strongly about it that I will go in person to these hearings because the BSA still votes against the interests of the community, and they still do. And that really bothers me because, again, I know we are advisory, but the fact that, like 1229 East 233rd, which is the gas station, we have a second gas station on Webster and 233rd, which is a mobile gas station. They're not that active. They're for BSA as well for an extension. We finally have one BSA that's actually doing what they were supposed to do when COVID hit, which was the storage facility on Edson Avenue. They're finally building a retaining wall and a sidewalk That's taken over 6 years. I mean, their BSA is going to be over by the
Feels
time.
like it feels like longer than that.
Sorry. We have Tony Matthias, who is the executive director of BSA. We have a good relationship where I speak to them often about some of these items. I mean, I came in I started this job 10 years ago about that anti-narrative retaining. And the commission brought our side. I feel like they're on our side a lot of the times, but what they say is what pisses me off, because they'll say, oh, we'll approve this if you do X, Y, Z. So the developer says, I'll do X, Y, Z, they get me approved. And then it takes 6 years to build the retaining. And for 6 years, in that particular situation, they asked for a 20-year draft. I was like, no, please don't give them, because then that's for 20 years, they're not going to do anything.
Right.
And
I remember that.
These are the sort of the trade-offs. 1135 is another one. 1135 is the one that, I went to every hearing that they had. They still gave this guy. The only shining light is that he got approved for his variance last year, and his variance expires this year. So he's going to be back in January. That's assuming he does the right thing and is back here in January 26th. But again, I will start writing letters.
That's 233.
Reminding that, not only did we vote against this, the council wrote a letter against it. So we asked the council to write a letter. They did get involved. We started a letter writing campaign. This guy was still able to get the variance. And we still get complaints from neighbors.
Which one, 233rd?
Yeah.
This one is 1135. Right on. Yeah.
He's just in
That's not
slash club.
That's a club now.
They party there. Is it Bob? It's a party going on.
But I think you guys are on the right mark.
Not to laugh and thinking everything.
No, listen, I think very curious. I think if you were organized, wrote those letters, I mean, generally speaking, we write letters like, oh, this petition is show up, so we didn't, whatever. That ain't anyway. But I think if you were more detailed, maybe, and maybe a little more consistent with like identifying people on SLA, because I think that's one of the other things that I'm going to start doing with BSA, with the commissioners. And that's why I want to start showing up on the police hearings so that they can like, oh, that's short from Community Board 12. Because again, going to the participating virtually is one thing. But I think being in person is more of a presence, and I think actually with board members to go and actually see other people who are against it, I think it carries more weight.
Is this during the weekday? Like during?
Yeah, unfortunately they are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because if I come,
Yes, CTA.
No, you have to take the big up. It's like, oh, like I'm on the
CTA.
like, wow.
Kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
as much as I know, because at the end of the day, a lot of us would love to.
Tell them in advance. So, hey, this is what's going to happen. Exactly what we said would happen is happening.
Before they come in.
I can't, there's no way. I know. And that's the only way, it's not by the board council.
Yeah,
He's on board with city, yes. Yeah, he's promoting gravity.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But
And he
it's
voted
now,
yes on
it's
2,000.
there's no way. No, I would go, but if I'm like, I'm working,
Hey,
you know,
gravity.
like.
All right.
We got like, okay, maybe one second.
Oh, that's not my expert. I can't do that. That's not my
I'll see the guy running.
All right, guys. Motion to close. I got a second.
Second.
All right, good night.
No, I got something to
Hold on one
say.
second.
Ursula,
Hold on, my dog started barking. I got 2 comments.
you got what?
Guys, I have 2 comments to make regarding liquor license.
Okay.
All right. If you want, I can send them certified return receipt. That's up to y'all.
What she said?
The second thing I'm gonna say is keep in mind that a few years ago, the liquor authority contacted me and they say, can you ask your boy not to support this particular location? I came and I told y'all, I said, liquor authority does not want us to support them. The police does not want us to support them. I have complaints in the office and you guys still supported them.
222. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Which one was this? Ursula,
That's
which one
right.
was this?
Triple Deuce been good.
I don't care. The point is they asked us not to
That's not
do
the point.
something.
It's not the point. The point, Ursula makes a good point. And we're not gonna get into it as to why it got approved. We know why.
No, Triple
Y'all
Deuce
have
been
a
good.
good day. Have a good day.
Later, Urs. Later, guys.
They have. Yeah. What's you doing? All right, good night, folks. We adjourn. Anthony,
Good
wake
night.
up. God.
Good night. Thank you for attending.
Later.